Welcome to Fantasia, home of the Melodious. My name's Azallea, and today, gonna be taking a look at the new May 2018 Forbidden and Limited List changes. Now, I haven't really taken a look at this list yet. You guys wanted to see my initial reactions to this, so let's go ahead and just dive right into this. And first off, I didn't even have to scroll anywhere. We see at the top of the list that Astrograph Sorcerer is now forbidden, and that is actually insane. This hurts Pendulum Magicians a lot, and because of the fact that Astrograph can tutor out, I believe it's Chronograph from the deck, so it's an additional Pendulum monster on the field without a normal summon, and it is the card to abuse with Electromite. You just add to your extra deck, you start looping it, you summon it 2 or 3 times a turn, generate resources throughout that, and then just establish really oppressive boards. So Astrograph Sorcerer is definitely one of the cards that I saw getting hit. Definitely wasn't going to be Electromite. So yeah, I can definitely see why they did that. So just scrolling down here, I can see that Masterpiece is forbidden, guys. Alright, so my thoughts about this were, before the ban list obviously, it was either going to be Diagram or it was going to be Masterpiece. And because they announced the reprint of Diagram earlier on in like one of the Megaton announcements or something like that, Masterpiece became the candidate for being hit, and I can actually agree with this because the fact that Diagram, even though it's like the consistency part of the deck, it's used in a lot of other decks too, just to like plain outright destroy things and maybe search out like a True King or something like that on the way. But Masterpiece was the card that was oppressive. That was the card that you just summoned, you sat there, you flipped your skill drains, you flipped all your back rows, your floodgates, and you just sat there and you just won. So Masterpiece was one of those cards. It's much like Towers back in the day, although this is a way better Towers. I can definitely see why they hit it. So yeah, I'm actually completely fine with that. That was the card that I believed was the most oppressive thing in True Dracos. Like, without Masterpiece, they're gonna have to think twice about, do I want to play all these floodgates? I can turn off my monsters too. They might want their other monsters to get their effects. Now, speaking of which, because Masterpiece is hit, I'm wondering if they took off some of the other True Dracos, because if they banned Masterpiece, I believe Dynamite Knight was also banned, so, and then I think Ignis Heat or something like that was limited or something, I forget, but they have like no monsters to play with if that's the case, so I'm curious to see what they did with that. Now this right here, the Phoenixian Cluster Amaryllis. Ugh, I'm just gonna call it Amaryllis. Amaryllis being hit is actually huge. Now, this being forbidden is great because it was one of those cards used in those plant FTKs where you just infinitely looped and burned your opponent to death. Amaryllis being hit is fantastic. I just hope that they didn't hit Lone Fire or the Predaplants or anything like that, because if they did, I would be so sad because I love that engine so much. Okay, so yeah, let's keep going down. Ooh, wow, look at the synchros. So, oh wait, no, the fusions. Whoa, look at that, guys. Look at that. I called this. They were definitely going to hit Supreme King Dragonstar and Venom. There's no way they're going to let a card that can copy any effect in the graveyard just roam free. And for those people who think that Nightingale should have gotten hit, that'll be a topic for another video. But Nightingale did not get hit. Supreme King Dragon starring Venom actually got hit. And it's really much like Tyrant Neptune, right? You just can't allow something to just copy anything, and especially in a deck like Pendulum Magicians, which is the prime candidate for summoning this card out. It's so important to not let these kinds of cards roam free. You can copy literally anything in your graveyard. It is insane. So yeah, I can definitely agree with that being forbidden. Now, Ancient Fairy Dragon, I can understand why this is being hit. It makes me sad. I really like Ancient Fairy Dragon, and for decks like FAs, actually, this is going to be a huge blow to them because they're really reliant on their field spells. They want them destroyed. They want to search out more, but because they hit Ancient Fairy Dragon, I'm not sure if they're going to touch Terraforming or anything. That's going to be interesting to see because, when you think of Ancient Fairy Dragon, you think field spells, you think Terraforming, because that's the easiest card to use to search out all of your field spells, so we'll see if that gets hit. Looks like nothing for the XYZs, and looking at the spell cards, okay. Alright, so Terraforming is not on the spell cards list, but we have Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force. Now, I don't actually know why this card's forbidden. It's probably to do with some kind of FTK or something. I actually don't know anything about this, so if you guys have any idea, please let me know in the comments section down below, because I absolutely no clue why. But anyway, we're gonna move on. And wow, what? They actually banned That Grass Looks Greener. Isn't it still at 3 in the OCG? That's insane. So I guess TCG Konami says like, nah, we don't want any of this 60 card Lightsworn. I don't even think they play Lightsworns anymore. We don't want these 60 card dinosaur decks running around. Alright, I mean, I didn't really see those dinosaur decks topping and like later on in the format, but I don't know, maybe it was popular enough to warrant them hitting it. Maybe they just didn't like the sack factor of That Grass Looks Greener, but that's rest in peace competitive 60 card decks. Wow. Okay, but it looks like, okay, no traps were forbidden. Alright, they didn't go back on their decision on judgment from last list. So let's scroll down to the, what is this? I believe this is a limited part. Okay, so limited. Alright, cool. Look, we have Dynamite Knight actually back at 1. That's completely fine because Masterpiece is like gone. They need more monsters or else the whole archetype's like dead, right? So Dynamite Knight to 1 is completely fine. And we see down here, whoa, we have what? We have Gem Knight Master Diamond being hit to 1. All right, I think this is to curb the like Gem Knight FTKs. I've seen it top like a couple regionals, but I don't think it's ever done anything at like huge events. It's definitely not consistent enough for that type of thing. I mean, I don't know how to feel about that, guys. I mean, Gem Knight players, if there are any of you guys out there watching this video, what do you feel about this? Did you really need more than 1 Master Diamond? Does this impact like how the deck functions? I'd really like to know in the comments down below. And oh my god, and we see that Ritual Beast Ulticon Hawk, too strong for this game, too good for this game, has to be at 1. No, we can't have that oppressive thing walking around. No way. No way. Alright, so, okay, they didn't touch Firewall, that's fine, it's still at 1. None of the Synchros got touched, the XYZs are okay. We got, oh, what is this? We got Chain Strike. So Chain Strike is now limited. Okay, well, good riddance to the burn decks, I guess. I guess they just don't want Chain Burn running around as much anymore. I don't really see them doing anything. But, you know what, to 1 is fine. I don't really have too much of an opinion on that. It doesn't look like anything else got limited. Let's see semi-limits. Okay, so semi-limits, we have Apoclephort Towers is semi-limited. That's completely fine. I mean, it's not really doing anything. It won't do anything. Cleaforts won't do anything. So it being put to 2, sure. Let's see what else was changed. Ring of Destruction is semi-limited. I mean, it got its errata. It's completely fine now. They even came out with that new Ring of Destruction support in that Kaiba Legendary collection box thing, where like the continuous trap card or whatever. So yeah, I can definitely see them putting this back. It'll probably eventually go up to 3. I don't know why they're playing it safe with the whole semi-limit thing, but whatever. Okay, so looking at the Unlimiteds. Wow, we have a lot of Unlimiteds here. Okay, so Atlantean Dragoons is no longer on the list. Alright, so Sekka Mermails is one of those decks that people in TCG have been kind of looking at and be like, maybe. Now is probably the best time to be able to play it because Atlantean Dragoons is at 3. You don't have things like Masterpiece that you need to try to get over. Pendulum Magicians are being hit. We're going to see a nice shift in this format, which is going to be nice. It's going to be very refreshing. Grand Soil coming off the list, that's fine. It got its errata. It's only once per turn now. And Grand Soil is obviously here to help support the Element Sabers, which just recently got released in Flames of Destruction. So I can definitely see why they did that. And they announced this too with the special edition where they're reprinting this card, and I believe they're reprinting Moulin Glacier as well, so those 2 cards are definitely going to be in there. That's going to be cool. Ignis Heat is no longer on the list. Alright, it was limited, but now it's not. It's at 3 because obviously True Dracos definitely need more monsters. Now, True Dracos can now actually function with this, now that I think about it. With 3 Ignis Heat, 1 Dynamite Knight, they might be able to actually do some stuff. It'll be interesting. I mean, they're not going to be as oppressive as before because no Masterpiece, so they're going to lack like that interaction on the opponent's turn, unless of course they play some more back row and stuff, which just kind of floodgate the opponent out anyway. It'll be interesting to see if people still go to this deck, because, you know, Diagram's still at 3, Terraforming's at 3, you got a lot of more monsters back, Dynamite Knight, you got Ignis Heats, so that'll be interesting to take a look at. Mathematician coming off the list. What's Salmon Limited? That's kind of cool. I really like Mathematician. It's going to be really nice for decks that like to tutor things out from the deck into the graveyard. Not really sure if Burning Abyss would like this card. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think any modern day Burning Abyss decks really play this. I think they go for like the Phoenix Rhino Warriors and things like that. But it's an option because with like Cherubini, once it does come out, Mathematician will be a nice card to kind of just use to go into it. So it's an option. Neospatian Grammel. Oh my god, guys. Neospatian Grammel is finally off the list. This is the best ban list ever. Okay? Finally, we freed the mole. It's too good. Too good. Now, Konami's gonna regret this. People are gonna abuse this all over the place. Amazing. Alright, and then last but not least, compulsory evacuation device is no longer on the list. Thank you! They took Torrential off, they put it at 3. They took Bottomless off, they put it at 3. And now they took my favorite card of the 3 trap cards, Bottomless, Torrential, and Compulse. Finally, Compulse is at 3. This is my favorite trap. Like, is one of my favorite traps. Like, that's one of the reasons why I also really love Obliterate. The Exodia trap card is basically Compulse. I love Compulse so much. It is so good for just sniping off like one of your opponent's important cards. It is amazing. Alright, but yeah, that looks like that's it for the ban list. So the important things to note is that things like ABCs didn't really receive a hit. Well, they did with Ancient Fairy Dragon, actually, now that I think about it. Ancient Fairy Dragon being banned actually hurts ABCs, so that's an indirect hit to them. Trickstars don't really have a hit, but I don't see Trickstars really doing too much in this format. I mean, they're there, but then they don't really have the means of really doing too much. They rely way more on like the generic, you know, scapegoats and things like that to make their power plays. Now that I mention it, Scapegoat also didn't get hit, so that's also pretty cool. That's really nice, actually. I like this list overall. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Please let me know your thoughts on this Forbidden Limited list in the comment section down below. Overall, I have a pretty positive impression from this. I like where this is going. I'm gonna be very excited to see where this new format leads us. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content, and leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, take care.